I'm Sonia Livingstone. I'm a professor of social psychology in the Department of Media and Communications here at the London School of Economics. One of the things that I do is I direct the project called EU Kids Online. There's so much anxiety about what kind of risks the internet is bringing into children's lives, and you see it coming from parents and from schools and often from governments, and of course the mass media promote a lot of that anxiety as well. So one of the things that we really wanted to do in the research is get a kind of very solid, rigorous grasp of just what the different risks were that they were encountering, what the incidence of those risks were, so we could say how many children are encountering bullying or how many children have seen pornography online. And then what was perhaps the most important of all was to try to get some assessment of harm, because children can encounter some level of bullying or pornography or be approached by strangers, but it doesn't always upset them or cause them problems. And we wanted to sort of map that whole sequence from the nature of the risks, how common they were, what their consequences were. We began as a network of 21 countries and have risen over these last 8 or 10 years to a network of 33 countries. Each national team has the kind of autonomy to understand the conditions of children's internet use, whether it's in Russia or Portugal or Croatia or Norway, but we are coordinated from here at LSE, and we come together regularly to debate what the findings are in different countries, but also what the findings are across Europe. One of the things that we really wanted to do in the research is try to keep talking about the risks and talking about the opportunities on the same page. We wanted to keep it in a balance, but for particular children, the balance is struck in different ways, and in different countries across Europe, we could see the balance being struck in different ways as well. So we could begin to say, what are the things that make the difference? Is it about your country's culture? Is it about the vulnerability of a child that means the risks outweigh the benefits? I think of the work as having a national focus, and I've done a lot of work in Britain, particularly with the UK Council for Child Internet Safety, which is the main coordinated body, and also the Safer Internet Centre. They kind of coordinate all the different activities that try to take the evidence and turn it into recommendations or use it to guide what kinds of new policies or new technologies or new support services might be needed. And then at the European level, the work has been funded and coordinated by what was called the Safer Internet Programme, and now to try and get risks and opportunities together is now called the Better Internet for Kids Programme. In this country, the UK Council for Child Internet Safety has brought together the different stakeholders, and they really wanted the evidence base, so they listened quite a lot to our research. Schools are trying to get the right kind of safety guidance, but also encouraging skills-based guidance into the curriculum. Parents would like to be advised on when they should worry about their children and when they should let their children be. And the industry, perhaps most important, is trying to build better privacy settings or reporting functions. So, our network also works with industry and trying to make sure that the right kind of safety mechanisms are there. When we began the project, all the talk about children and the internet was about teenagers, and that meant several things. It meant that it was the kind of opportunities and risks were focused on young people who were making their bid for independence, and so parenting roles were changing. It meant that we were focused on young people in relation to their secondary schools or their high schools, and how those schools could play a role in kind of aiding their more competent use of the internet. But in the time that we've been doing the work, the age at which children have been going online has been getting younger and younger. So our project was defined as 9 to 16-year-olds, and we've been getting ever more interested in the 9, 10, 11-year-olds in primary schools who do actually respect what their parents want to tell them and how to advise them, and they are ready to listen, but they can make a lot of very innocent mistakes. And then in the latter years, we've been going a bit beyond the bounds of that 9 to 16 barrier and thinking also about younger children, because what's evident is across Europe, really young children, pretty much as soon as they can sit up and focus, are being given a tablet or a smartphone, and it could be an opportunity, it could be a risk.